So I feel like we've lost touch on what we truly need in our cars. So I'm going to touch base on what I think are the basics. Purchase most of these items with my own money. Some of these items I do not own because I feel like I don't need them. So again, focus on what you truly need and what your car needs. And if your car and you don't need anything, then do not purchase anything. It's as simple as that. First item I think is very useful for every driver out there. I haven't purchased this item just yet, but I will in the future, and that is a portable air compressor. I go to the gas station, I want to say twice a month, to fill up my tires because I always get like an indication on my dash that they are low in air. And I've had plenty of times in the past where I didn't have like a nicer car that I have now, and I had like an old car, and it didn't tell me what tires were low. Even though I knew how to check, I just was young and naive, and I just like went about my day, and at the end of the day I ended up with flat tires every time because I just wasn't checking the air in my tires on a monthly base or a bi-weekly base. Especially when you are driving constantly, check the air in your tires. It is so important. I remember sitting on the side of the road waiting for someone to come help me because it was 4 flat tires. It wasn't just one, it was all 4. I could have saved myself by just purchasing a portable air compressor, and nowadays there are so many more options compared to back then. There's even wireless options now, so if your lighter part in your car is not working, like mine does not work, there are wireless air compressors. All you have to do is charge it in your house, which they are pricier, but you technically get your money back because as of right now, I'm spending, I think it's like $10 to $15 a month putting air in my tires. Like I said, I need to purchase an air compressor as well, so I have to practice what I'm preaching here. And yeah, I'm excited to own one of these and not go to the gas station anymore and fill up the air in my tires. And also you can help others too, like family members and friends. If they have a low tire pressure, you can go help them with your little portable air compressor. Now this is something that I own, and I feel like everybody should get on the bandwagon of washable cabin air filter and engine air filter. Game changer when it comes to lowering the cost of the maintenance of your vehicle. I absolutely love how simple this whole method is. You can do it yourself. Just look at the manual on where your cabin air filter and engine air filter is located. It is so simple to just pop out the disposable ones, get rid of them, and put in these washable ones. I wash mine at the end of every season. We have 4 seasons here, so again, very handy. If you don't have 4 seasons, I think you can get away with washing it every like 50,000 miles. I just think it's super simple. They dry fast, and then you can just pop them back in. They are supposed to last up to 100,000 miles, which that is like music to my ears, because when it came to the disposable ones, I'll have a picture here of how my disposable cabin filter looked. My engine filter was horrible. I don't have a picture of that one, but it was pure black because I haven't changed it in a very long time. I'm never ever going back to disposable ones, and I'm constantly talking about them because I feel like they could save every driver money. And I know some people are like so sick and tired of me talking about the same products, but when something works, why fix something that's not broken? When it comes to these mats, you do have to again plug in your make and model because they are tailored to your vehicle. And once when you do that, you can pick and choose which heavy duty car mats are right for you. I went with the entire car because I want to protect my car. I've had numerous cars where I went the cheap route with mats, I went the no mat route, and now I have the heavy duty car mat route, and it is so worth it because the cars that I had back in the day, they smelled like mildew, very wet, and like I said, we have 4 seasons here, so a lot of salt, a lot of sand in the car around the winter months from the icy roads, a lot of debris from the pollen and pine needles from the summertime and spring. You can also choose the color that's right for you. I went with black because it's a little bit more forgivable With my last car, which was like 4 or 5 years ago, before that car got totaled in an accident, unfortunately. With that car, I had the tan version of the mats, which were great because it went with the tan interior of that vehicle. But what I found when it came to the lighter color heavy duty mats, they weren't as forgivable when it came to stains. Just keep that in mind. I feel like the black ones are a lot more forgivable with stains. Even though they're not aesthetically pleasing, I don't think they're meant to be aesthetically pleasing. They're just to protect your floors. That's it. Not everything has to be aesthetically pleasing. Now, this was a recent purchase. I just feel like this method is a lot easier than the method I had before, and that is a registration holder. So you can pick and choose what style you like. Again, I went with black because it's very forgivable when it comes to getting it dirty. When it comes to the registration holder, it does come with other pockets, so if you want to put like, cards in it and stuff like that, you can. I just keep my registration in there. Another thing on why this is an easier method than just having your registration lying anywhere in your car is if you get pulled over or if you need to find your registration to renew it, you know exactly where it is. So it keeps it nice and neat and tidy in a specific spot. And I highly suggest you guys to not overpack your glove box or your middle console. Try to keep what you only need or what your car needs. Do not overstock your car. It's not worth it. Now, this is something that I don't have in my car necessarily because I work from home, so I don't drive as much as I used to, but I wish I would have had something like this when I was younger, especially for those of you that are parents and you have kids that are just starting out driving, or for those of you that are in your early 20s, or it could be for anybody, but especially when it comes to the younger crowd. Safety kits, they are fairly cheap online. I mean, it depends on how much you really want to spend and how big you want this safety kit, but they usually come with jumper cables, flares. The other day I was driving to the grocery store. It was a little late at night and someone was pulled over and they had flares around their car, which was so nice to see because at night it's dark and sometimes you can't see a car just parked on the side of an area where you're not supposed to be parked. So it was nice to see that someone was using flares again. You can kind of tell that they had a safety kit in their car, and eventually I would like to have that in my car, and I would also like to gift a safety kit for my family members. I think it's such a great gift idea because you never know. I've been in so many weird situations when it came to my vehicle and when it came to being stranded or the car died, whether the motor let go, the transmission let go. I've been through it all, and I could have used a safety kit to do things a little bit more safer instead of me just waiting on the side of the road, especially when it comes to like car accidents and things like that. Having a safety kit is really, really good to have. Some of them also come with a battery pack, and that is something that I'm very intrigued in. If you don't have anyone to help you jump your car, say you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't have AAA, some of these safety kits come with a battery pack. Just make sure it's charged before leaving the house. Battery pack and some jumper cables, and you can jump your own battery. Now, this item is probably not for everybody, but it came very handy for me. And I'm very, very grateful that I have this built in my car. It made me want to look it up to see if they sold it without the cars that, didn't have this whole contraption. And that is a sunglass holder. So this is the first time ever that I've had a sunglass holder. My other cars didn't have this. And I've noticed that with the sunglass holder, it protects my sunglasses more than not having one. It's kind of like a routine for myself where I will put the sunglasses on while driving around, especially if it's sunny, to protect my eyes. And once when I come home and I park my car, I take my sunglasses off and put them in that little sunglass slot. I think this can help others out if you are that type of person to have a bunch of sunglasses. I highly, highly suggest you start decluttering, narrowing it down to which ones you truly like, and donating the rest. There's no need for you to have a bunch of sunglasses. I only own one pair. They're not the best pair. I do plan on purchasing something a little bit more durable and more protective, but they get the job done for now. I think the number one thing that has saved those cheap sunglasses from breaking is putting them back in their slot. I cannot tell you how many sunglasses I have sat on, I have stepped on, because when you're driving, sometimes they just slide off the seat, or if you're driving and you hit a pothole, There goes the sunglasses out of the cup holder onto the floor, and then we get out the car, you step on them. I know that sounds a little dramatic, but it happens. So I highly suggest a sunglass holder. And the last item I have had for years, and that is my little magnet. Now this whole contraption is DIY. I have a heavy duty phone case, so we decided to Velcro strip this little magnet in back of the phone. I've had this method for years and it works so well. Unfortunately, my the GPS in my car does not work. It is a new car to me, but to most people it's technically old. The software in the whole screen thing is outdated. The only thing that works in that screen is the backup camera, which I'm so grateful for, because that's still like a luxury feature to myself. Like every time I like use the backup camera, I feel like I have a backup camera. Like I feel very, very grateful, even though it's been 3 years of me owning this car, and I still feel very, very grateful compared to like all the other cars that I've had. Even though the GPS and all that stuff does not work, I found a method. I use the GPS on my phone, so for those of you that don't have updated cars, this can work out so well for you. Or for those of you that touch your phone a little too much while driving, the magnet situation works great. You can just put the magnet on the vent and then put your phone right there. I have no complaints with this. It doesn't fall off. Again, you need the Velcro strips to do this, and when you hook this up, you are good to go. I feel like it's a lot stronger than those other phone holding gadgets for the car. I've had quite a few. I've had some that like attach to the rearview mirror that come down like a claw. I've had some that suction to the windows. I do not recommend those. I don't know why, but I've had such bad luck with those. They do not stay, and I constantly had to return them. So this magnet method works 10 times better, and it is very, very, very inexpensive to do. I really hoped you guys got something out of this video. Again, I want to remind you that you do not need to make the inside of your car a store. You do not need 10 sanitizers. You do not need a bunch of makeup, snacks, trash cans, seat covers, steering wheel covers. Technically don't need all of those things. You can narrow down your car to the bare basics and be perfectly fine with it. Spend less money on what's going inside your car and spend more money on maintenance for your car. Oil changes, tune-ups, new tires. Those are the things that matter more than products. So please, please keep that in mind the next time you want to purchase something cute for your car.